Hey MedSpecs viewers, my name is Hatif. Today I'm going to talk to Lucie Monceau-Barrault. She is a medical student in her 4th year at University Jules Verne, Faculté de Médecine in Amiens, Picardie, in the north of France. So we are going to start off with the first question. How are you today?
Great, thank you.
Okay. Well, the first question that I'm going to ask you is how does the French healthcare system work exactly?
In France, it's basically a public system. It's financed by government, funded by tax, which means that some funds are taken from each pay of every citizen of France when he's working, and also on the benefits of the big companies. There are percent which is taken. And then everyone is covered, every resident of France is covered by the universal healthcare system, which means that most of the time the health costs are free for us, for the citizens. I don't know, for an example, if I am a French citizen, I'm going to my general practitioner to do a consultation. It will cost me 22 euros, and I have the social security, which is taking me in charge, and it will repay me 16 euros. Then I will have an additional covering. I will be covered.
Exactly.
It will repay me 5 euros, and finally I will just have to pay 1 euro for my consultation.
Okay.
So we have basically the social security taking in charge 75% of the costs. Then we have non-profit institutions that are called mutuelles in French, that are taking 7% of the cost in charge. And for us, the private component is just 5%. And most of the time it takes in charge dentistry, optical costs. That's it.
Okay. Well, it seems a very social system to me. So
yeah. Basically, the more you get ill, the less you pay. It's kind of based on generosity.
Okay. That is a very good system, actually. Now we shall proceed to the second question. So I'm going to ask you about how much the French spend on the healthcare system compared to the European Union and Canada.
For the GDP?
Exactly.
In France it is 10.5% approximately. It changes every year. Compared to Canada, it's more or less the same. Canada is I think 10.4%. In European Union it goes on to from 8.5 in the UK to 10.5 for Germany. It goes in these two costs. And to compare, in the USA, it is 16%.
Okay.
Which is really bigger.
Well, that's a bigger percentage that they use.
Yeah, it's not the same system.
Yeah, definitely. So, and how satisfied are the French people with the healthcare system?
Basically, I think that they're really proud of it. But they don't really realize how lucky they are compared to the other systems. Because we don't really talk about the other systems in the world. For French, it's perfectly normal to not have to pay for his health. It's the government that take all in charge. But they're pretty proud. For them, it's really important. Health is like education, you know. It's the basic things of the government of state. It's just really important.
Okay.
And they're really proud to be. Past few years, the WHO said that the French system was the better in the world because in proportion of the debt and how we were covered, it was the best organized.
So that was a ranking based by the World Health Organization that decided that the French system was the best?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're really proud of that.
Okay.
But like every healthcare system, we have our own problems, you know, we are in debt, like every other surgery. But,
say that again.
Yeah, but they are really satisfied. For them, it's not really, they don't have to question it. It's just, it goes this way. It's normal.
And what is an area of improvement that the French people want, or that you think would be necessary?
I think that there is a lot of administration and paperwork things to do, even for the medical, for the meds to do. Maybe like we are in debt, like every country in the world in the health field, and for that, the social security takes in charge a lot of things. So you have to declare everything, every act you do, everything you do, and you have to fill a lot of paper for that. And when there is something that is not really filled, that has to be, this is not taken in charge. So you have to be really close on everything, and we don't have a lot of informatic. It goes really a lot of paper actually.
A lot of paperwork.
Yeah,
okay.
it is changing, but there is still a lot of paper.
Okay. Okay. Now we move on to the next question. How many? Well, basically, in general, how are the physicians trained in France? So how are the physicians trained in France? What is the educational system that they have to go through?
So when we are 18, we just go out of high school for us. I think it's just, and then we go to the faculty. There you have the first year, which is the most important. At the end of the first year, there is what we call numerus clausus, which means that there is a number of people that are going to be accepted and no more.
Okay.
Every year it is decided between the government and the health organizations that what is going to be the number, depending on what France needs. So you have to do concours.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then depends on what grade you get. Everyone is going to be ranked, and the best goes on medicine. You just have the right to do twice the year, not more.
If you don't succeed the second time, you're not going to become a doctor.
No, you have to try in other countries,
okay.
like Canada, for example. And then you go to 2 years, which you are learning the basics. You are learning a lot of basic things, like sciences, genetics, biochemistry, anatomy, things like that.
Okay.
You have just a few days on fields, few hours. You go to the hospital and taken in charge by some doctors who are showing you what is to become a doctor more or less. Then you have 3 years to prepare a big concours, which is national, because the first year is local. In every area of France, you have your own concours. Then you have 3 years to be trained for the big one. And this big one will decide basically of all your future in France and in medicine. So you really have to train well. And it goes by, you do half of your time on the hospital and half of your time studying for this big one. When you're working on the hospital, it's like you were learning too, because you see real patients, and this is the better way to learn.
Exactly.
And so it's half-half, and these years are actually really tough ones, because you don't sleep really well, and you have to work very lot.
So you are in that process right now?
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, okay. And the first of these 3 years.
Okay.
So for me, the contrast is really it's far, but it's not so far.
How is it going far for you?
But yeah, I don't have one year. I don't have to do the year twice.
Okay.
And then this big concours, national one, and you are going to be ranked with all the medical students of your year. I think you have the right to pass it twice too. There is some combination you can do if you wanted to do it again. And then you're ranked, but national ranked. And then you have to choose where you want to be a doctor, like in Paris, Marseille, Lyon, Toulouse, in which faculty you want to do it, and what you want to do.